Greetings and welcome to LocalGovCamp LOCKDOwn. I'm Nick Hill and I've been putting the event together. Ordinarily this event would be held in real life, but due to the COVID-19 coronavirus pandemic, all such activities are now obviously postponed until a vaccine can be found. So I'm taking my events online. I'm not completely happy in front of the camera. This is probably take 55. And in previous takes I've welcomed you to GovCamp and also LoveCamp. So this will definitely be the last take that I do. In a minute you're going to see a showreel of the video pitches, some really interesting content around how people responded to COVID-19 and looking at post-lockdown what the new normal is for local government and the wider public sector around service delivery and around transformation. I will be doing a video each day to alert you to new activities. I'm going to do some prize draws and there'll be some not very onerous tasks, probably related to some of the solution and service providers that we have as partners for this activity. And what I'll do is I'll make sure that I point you in the right direction towards those as and when they happen. So yeah, here comes the showreel. Have a good look at what's on offer, and then I'll provide you with a page where you can go off and register for each webinar. And these will take place next week, 45 minutes. It's more than likely we'll start at 10 till 12 each day and then resume 2 till 4. And there'll be a minimum of 2 sessions per 2-hour block each day. So before I mess this particular take up, thanks once again for registering. I hope you enjoy it. Any problems, issues with any of the technology, email me at nick@pscsf.org.uk. But yes, enjoy LocalGovCamp LOCKDOwn. And don't forget, next Friday, 7 o'clock, there is going to be a virtual pub quiz hosted by myself and Dave Briggs of London Borough of Croydon fame. There will be some prizes, so make sure that you join us for that. And yeah, enjoy LocalGovCamp LOCKDOwn. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Mark Thompson and I'm going to be offering a short, kind of 10 minutes or so keynote to the upcoming local government digital events that we're going to be holding next week. And in my keynote, I'm really going to keep it nice and high level and address some of the key challenges that councils have seen emerging during COVID, focusing particularly on those that relate to existing digital capabilities. So how well prepared were councils for coping with some of the emerging realities on the ground, and then moving very quickly onto some of the emerging thinking and discussions that we're seeing happening about the future. So how do councils reconfigure themselves around citizens, make better use of the cloud, and pay more than lip service to becoming essentially data-driven organisations, decentralised brokerages of local place-based services, and some of the thinking and ideas around that. So I hope you're able to join me. I look forward very much to doing the keynote next week. Cheers.
We love stats here at Citizens Online. We help organisations to improve digital skills in their local area. We want to ensure that no one is left behind in the digital world that we now live in. The coronavirus has hit all of our communities with a double whammy. Not only are the people most likely to be badly affected by the virus, i.e. older people and those with health conditions, not only are they more likely to be socially isolated, but they're also more likely to lack digital skills. And what are the solutions to get us through this crisis? Digital ones. Online shopping, online health information, using video calls to keep in touch with family and friends. So you can see this is a problem. We wanted to help organisations to pinpoint exactly where the most vulnerable people are in their communities. So we made this map. If you'd like to find out how we made this map, what else we can map, and what else we're doing to help organisations during this pandemic, then please vote for our session, Mapping Coronavirus Risk. Digital inclusion is still a problem, with 22% of adults lacking the essential digital skills for day-to-day life. Simply throwing technology at people isn't the answer. We know that people new to the internet need ongoing support, but how do you provide that at a time of social distancing? Here at Citizens Online, we help organisations to improve digital skills in their local area. We're determined that no one will be left behind in the digital age that we now live in. Since the virus hit, we've shifted our focus to helping organisations to provide remote digital skills help to help the most vulnerable in their communities. We've been running weekly webinars and taking your questions to provide help in any way that we can. How do you provide remote skills help at scale? How do you keep the most vulnerable people safe online, especially when they need digital solutions more than ever at the moment? Join us so we can share our 20 years experience of how to help people with digital skills. There'll be plenty of time for Q&A. We want to hear from you, and we'll be sharing our best practice from communities around the UK. You're not a robot, but vote for remote control. Digital help in a time of social distancing.
Welcome to Agile Applications, revolutionising the built environment for local government. We have been working very closely with a number of academic and commercial organisations. Exeter University, Set Squared, which is the biggest university incubator in the UK, the Alan Turing Institute, which are the biggest brains in AI. We've been funded through a number of grants from Innovate UK to work with local government to help experiment and develop products in AI. We're also working very closely with Microsoft. Everything we're building is on the Azure platform, utilising the Azure chatbot framework and cognitive AI services. We're also working with the Digital Catapult, one of the government's 7 catapults, to be able to take these technologies into the industry. In 2019, we worked very closely with London Borough of Redbridge Council. We started off with their planning chatbot. The planning chatbot answers over 250 questions, and it has an upward saving of £250,000 a year that the council has saved. It has also provided up to 40% efficiency back into their department. In the current emergency, we appreciate that your local authority customers are facing a unique set of challenges, are inundated with calls for information and advice. Here at Agile, we've been working with chatbots for the last year, including a specific version, the emergency chatbot. In response to the COVID-19 outbreak, we've adapted the emergency chatbot to respond to major public concerns, including what to do if you have symptoms, school opening hours, how to claim benefits, and protection from eviction. The emergency chatbot comprises of approximately 50 questions and responses to deliver relevant information to the public 24/7/365. We would like to invite you to our workshop next week, where we'll be discussing 5 key points. What are chatbots? What types of chatbots are there? What is their intended purpose? Just how smart are they? And should you as a council invest?
Hi there, I'm Gaz Aston, I'm Head of Design at DXW, and I'd like to invite you to my workshop entitled An Introduction to Critique. Critique is, simply put, the art of analysing and assessing a thing. It's not a magical process, it doesn't only belong to designers. It's a really useful way of bringing along the entirety of a multidisciplinary team on the design journey with you. I'll show you a 4-step framework which is really easy to repeat, easy to digest, and is something that will give you value as soon as you leave the workshop. In the workshop, we'll talk about the 4-step process itself, we'll talk about the ground rules of critique, and we'll talk about some tips and tricks for facilitating a critique session. I hope you join me. I think it'll be fun, cool, and useful. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Koka, Director for Strategy and Service Design at DXW, and I'd like to invite you to my session on how to run good collaborative workshops remotely. If you left your last workshop feeling that you weren't able to contribute or that you didn't get what you needed from it, this workshop will help you fix that. We use workshops all the time. They're a great way to analyze problems, brainstorm ideas, and generate solutions. When they are done well, they're a great research and design tools that will help you and your team achieve all sorts of things. In this session, you will learn about some approaches to help resolve difficult problems, some useful tools to help collaborate better, and some things that we tried and they didn't work, and what we learned from that. I really hope you can join us. You will leave with some things that you can start putting into practice straight away. See you all there.
Welcome to the GOS LocalGovCamp Lockdown Sessions. Andy Orchard here from GOS. We're really excited about how we have been able to support our local authorities during this pandemic, and how we've seen some fantastic cross-council working over the last few weeks. By developing new solutions quickly, our councils have been able to provide focused and easy to use requests for support and volunteer services to residents, rising to beyond 2,000 cases in 3 weeks, with more than 90% satisfaction ratings. Request, manage, respond, reallocate, search, deliver, and report are key fundamental tools that the platform has been able to support through adaptation in some areas and extension in others. These solutions have demonstrated the strength of the toolset in both providing easy to use custom interfaces that are quick to mobilize, flexible to adapt, and also, through the use of Agile, further develop and enhance. We welcome you to join us for LocalGovCamp Lockdown to see more about how our councils have responded, share your own developments, and discuss what new challenges we will face in the coming weeks.
Hi, I'm Richard and I work at Granicus as an account manager. At Granicus, we've been empowering the public sector to deliver digital services and communications for over 20 years, and we're trusted by more than 300 UK public sector organisations. Our two primary solutions are GovService for digital services and GovDelivery for public sector communications. GovService, formerly known as FirmStep, is an incredibly flexible and easy to use platform providing digital services to your citizens. GovDelivery is the only communications tool developed exclusively for the public sector. This means it can achieve delivery rates far in excess of more general comms tools, as we're recognised as a trusted sender by email providers. Together, they form the Granicus platform, the only platform to truly integrate service delivery and communications. We've seen that the ability to use already held customer data to target messaging towards those most in need in communities has become even more necessary during the current health crisis, in which our aim has been able to provide as much assistance to local authorities as possible. Knowing the life-saving importance of trusted information in a world where fake news has become a daily pitfall, we have realigned ourselves to allow rapid implementation of GovDelivery, meaning you can get quality and trusted information out within days. On the GovService side, the unrivaled flexibility of the forms and workflow builder has allowed our customers to react quickly and effectively to the ever-changing situation, meaning services that are supporting businesses, recruiting volunteers, or coordinating relief efforts have been able to go live within days. We have many examples on our website of the fantastic results our customers have been able to achieve so quickly, including webinars by Nottinghamshire and Northamptonshire County Councils, best practice guides and blogs. So please, if you think there's any way we can help you, visit our website uk.granicus.com or email us directly at info@granicus.com.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Flowers. I'd like to suggest a discussion about the context in which we're going to be operating about a year or so from now. It's clear to me that the existing COVID responses are amplifying the trends that are there already. The great councils in great places are stalling it, and other places having a little bit more difficulty. A year from now, we'll be operating in a situation with a legacy of the extent to which people have found the state to be trustworthy for them, and the extent to which they have trust in each other in their communities. And I think that could have some quite profound implications for our sector, and profound implications, therefore, for what that means in terms of digital leadership. And I'd like to suggest a conversation about that. This is not going to be a thing about whether remote working is here to stay. It's not going to be a techie conversation. I'd like to have a relatively strategic conversation about what we might find are the future roles of the local state.
Hi there, I'm John McMahon, Product Director at IG4. I'd love to invite you to our session entitled Digital Engines and the New Normal. It's fair to say that the current crisis has really brought home the value of digital and the resilience that it affords. We've also seen a speed of change and capability across both the NHS and local government that has been unparalleled. The new normal means a shift towards being able to deliver services with rapid agility. This session is going to cover digital engines and being able to provide some new digital components which enable better services for citizens. The first of these is the ability to share and create many digital services in a rapid fashion, such that every service, especially those that are transactional, can be fielded in a fully and truly digital manner. The second is many people that would have previously been answering telephone calls or interacting with customers may now be doing other things as a consequence of the current crisis. So a second engine is the ability to field telephone calls and web chat interactions using only AI. The third is the ability to carry out assessments both online and in the home using a progressive web app experience so that things can work both online and offline, irrespective of the use case and irrespective of the assessment. The final area is that people's priorities on what they pay when they don't have much money are going to change. So enabling really smart and intelligent services around debt management is going to be a key engine in our focus going forward. I hope to see you there. Thank you very much.
Hello, I'm Matt Finch, and this short video is to introduce my local GovCamp workshop, The Pandemic and Beyond, Charting and Strategizing for Ongoing Uncertainties. In this session, we'll look at what happens when we're churning merrily along through typical operational cycles, budget cycles, assuming the future will turn out as we hope and expect, only to find ourselves pulled off course by crises like the pandemic or the global financial crisis and going down the wrong trouser leg of time. What does it mean when we realize that the projected future was only a construct? How do we understand the ways to detect emerging signals of uncertainty in the present so that we can anticipate a turbulent future before it arrives? Can we project ahead and think about the futures that await us, identifying those that would be most challenging or opportune, and using them to reflect on our present situation and make better strategic decisions? I'll be showing you some tools which are tried and tested and easy to implement alongside real-world case studies so you see how to put this stuff into action straight away. We'll be looking at work done with the Australian energy sector, Norwegian schools, and an ongoing project scenario planning for Europe's regional future. But the emphasis will be on practical tools you can immediately take away and use to decide what are we actually going to do through the pandemic and beyond. Please join me. We'll have a great time.
Hello, I'm Nick Spotafora, and I have responsibility for the public sector in the UK for Mendix, which is part of the Siemens Group of companies. Now, for the last 15 years, we focused on providing a platform for the simple development of any kind of application. We sit in the low-code, no-code space, as outlined by Gartner, and have a number of public sector customers who utilize our solution to create a huge variety of applications to meet their business needs and those of their citizens. I'll be joined by one of those customers, the Greater Manchester Combined Authority, who've addressed a key objective of their Mayor Andy Burnham by creating a digital platform and an application for 200,000 or so families in the region. This early years app will digitise and modernise a legacy process, saving the region millions of pounds. I hope you can make it.
Hi, this is Keith Tennyson of Oracle, and I'm here today to talk about the subjects that we're going to cover in our webinar with the LocalGovCamp LOCKDOWN event next week. The basis of that will be around our platform for citizen service, very much based around our Oracle Local Government Cloud Service. We're going to cover some of the aspirations that an authority might want to take into consideration in providing those services. We will touch upon some of the results we've actually got from the surveys that we undertook with our own customers. And we'll cover off the breadth of our platform. That encompasses knowledge, digital citizen service, its case management service center, all enabled by AI and intelligent advisor. And we're going to cover off some of the subjects around citizen engagement, around the choice that citizens have, around the emotion, around the use and the opportunity to interact on at their time, through their channel, through their interface and their device. We'll talk about the service generally across the organization and how that can provide real value and reduce the cost to sell. And we will focus very much on automation. And this is a subject that's actually we do want to focus on and we believe will drive great benefits within an authority in automating and self-serving service delivery. So in summary, we'll cover off outreach, we'll cover off automation. We want to look at agility and discuss some of the examples that we've had in authorities being much more agile in this particular unprecedented time. And we want to cover supporting change. So we look forward to seeing you next week at our webinar. Bye for now.
Hello, I'm Siraj. I'm the CEO and founder at Jadu. We'd really like to run a workshop on what we're calling Channel Shift Reset. This is broadly 5 things. Firstly, what services should we keep? These are things that have worked well during the crisis and perhaps just need some service design and iteration. Secondly, what services should only be brought back digital? Third, what services need a business case to be brought back? These are perhaps traditionally modelled services that have no place in what we're looking at as the new normal. Fourthly, services that aren't adding any value at all. These are things that maybe should just be switched off. And then finally and importantly, what new services that weren't conceived of pre-coronavirus could we design and deliver for our citizens? So really interested in having a constructive conversation with you and getting some ideas about how we can reshape public services fit for purpose for what we're looking at as the new normal. See you soon.
Hi, I'm Abby. I work for Jadu. I'm here with Jack and Graham, who are going to be presenting a webinar on accessibility for LocalGovCamp. Here they are to introduce themselves and discuss what they're going to be talking about.
Hi everybody, so my name is Jack Nyland. I'm a UX designer at Jadu Creative, where we create accessible, user-driven websites. We've been working closely with the Shaw Trust recently on a project for Braintree District Council. So that project is a good example of including accessibility right from the start at the design stage. And I'm going to be talking with Graham from Shaw Trust.
Yes, hi, I'm Graham Roos-Evans. I'm the Technical Manager of the Shaw Trust's Accessibility Services. We work with organisations like Braintree and developing companies like Jadu to ensure that any content, any websites, any mobile apps that they produce are going to be fully accessible to members of the public. And we need to make sure that we are still looking at accessibility, especially in these trying times when we are all working from home and working more digitally.
So cost effective and so time effective, you know, to do exactly what we are doing with Jadu and Braintree at the moment. And it's really, really refreshing, you know, that, you know, certainly the work that we've done, the team, and I know Graham and it will, you know, reiterate this, but we've been so impressed with, you know, with how that's coming out, and you know, how those designs are coming on and how accessible that they're looking, and it just saves so much time, effort and costs, and it builds such a quality product that, you know, is accessible for everybody who needs who needs to be able to interact with it and use it.
Awesome. Thanks for joining us, guys. I think it'll be good.
Okay.
Cool, no problem. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Hi, I'm Will Richards, Head of User Experience here at Zusha. During lockdown, we've all felt the impact on our daily lives. The knock-on effects have been evident across all user segments that we've come into contact with whilst undertaking user research on behalf of our clients. During lockdown, we've seen attitudes and behaviours shift. We've had to change our project approaches and methodologies in line with changes in the situation. I would like to invite you to our workshop where we'll be looking at user research under lockdown. We'll share some live case study examples, including how we've recruited accessibility candidates and users with low digital confidence. I hope you'll join us at LocalGovCamp under lockdown.
Hi everybody, I'm Lucy Knight, and I have some pitches for LocalGovCamp Lockdown. So the first one is about how we do our jobs. We're stuck at home, or we are doing our jobs and delivering stuff for other people who are stuck at home. And that's very different now. We have to create digital content and stuff that we used to do face to face, and in different ways. It's not the same. It's not the same. It doesn't work if you just try and translate what you used to do into a digital format. It's like somebody very clever once said, if you digitize a bad process, what you then have is a bad digital process. And I'm seeing a lot of bad digital content with the best of intentions, but it doesn't work. So I'd like to do a session on, based on my experiences as a trainer, as a workshop facilitator, and as a creator of digital content. So I've done it all different ways. I'd like to do a session on how we do that better. What works, what doesn't work, how we can help each other, hints, tips, tools, whatever it takes. Back to basics and strategy, whatever people would like to talk about. I'm happy to cover that. That's it, that's my pitch.
Hi, this is Matt Kilpin from Methods. One of the sessions we'd like to propose for next week's LocalGovCamp in Lockdown is a demo of a free-to-use tool we've created that helps councils manage bringing services back online post-COVID-19. After speaking with several of our local authority customers, what we've learnt is that many of them are managing the risks and issues around the statuses of services in lots and lots of spreadsheets. What our tool provides is a single way of managing this across the whole of the organisation with a simple to use, online and free to use tool. Here's a quick overview. Here's an example I've added for Grassmill District Council. You can see in this view, under the Directorate for Leisure and Culture, that there are several risks and issues highlighted. By clicking into this item, we can see these relate to our leisure centres. Multiple users for each organisation can be added with their roles controlled on a permission basis. We can see that currently our leisure centre activities are suspended and is shown here as inactive. Drilling down, we can then view the specific risks and issues that need to be addressed before we can bring this service back online. Here we're showing 2 severe risks and 1 major risk. Clicking in further, we can see the specific issues relate to PPE for staff, and in the comments tab we can see that these have been ordered already. Once these are received, the officer responsible can update the comment and change the likelihood and impact, which in turn will change the risk status. If I'm one of the officers responsible for actioning anything assigned to risks and issues, when I sign in, I'm given a view with my notifications listed here that need actioning, as well as a number of actions shown next to the bell icon at the top. This has been a really quick preview of our Service Management 4 tool. Hope you can join us next week for a full demo.
How can we make better video when we're locked down? Hello, my name's Dan Sley and my pitch is better video in a time of coronavirus. 80% of the internet is video. That's going to rise to 90% by the end of next year. How can we make better video? How can we make it that's more engaging, we'll do more interesting stuff and we'll connect to more people? How can we do the technical parts? How can we make it less dull, less boring, and all of those sorts of things? That's my pitch.
Hello, I'm Simon Pike, a market solution specialist here at Netcall with a specific focus on local government and delivering our low-code Liberty Create platform. We're going to talk to you about our presentation, Community Response to COVID-19 with Low-Code Applications. At the start of the COVID-19 pandemic, it became clear that local government would have to adapt and deliver relevant IT projects. As you will see and hear in our presentation, councils have used Liberty Create to deliver working solution just days. Now we face the uncertainty of the new normal. Will service transformation continue? And how can low-code technology support you to deliver your objectives? Customer stories show us that low-code helps councils deliver innovative solutions in an agile way. It's inclusive and teams have the flexibility to meet the new and changing environment. Our community has really pulled together and shared their COVID-19 applications. There are 9 on the app share. We'll show you some of them. Come and see what they have built. We'll also explain how you don't need to be a low-code user to benefit. You can simply download and use them at a very reduced cost. The applications all use the central GDS theming and have the digital declaration at their heart. During a recent user group meeting, we accepted an action to start a local government forum within the community. Come and have a look at it for yourselves.